Hello there. This is where the fun begins.
Hey there guys, Unofficial Star Wars here, hope you're all doing well, and in this video we're going to be talking about how Boba Fett actor Temuera Morrison admitted he put less effort into the prequels than he did within the Mandalorian universe, including both seasons of The Mandalorian, as we do now know, and as well as the Book of Boba Fett spin-off show for his character as well, giving us a little bit of insight here as well as of what it's like to work here in the Mandalorian universe, on the Book of Boba Fett, on these newer shows and within the new Star Wars universe here, as well as returning to the Star Wars universe as well, ever since playing Jango Fett and some of the actual clones back in the prequels from the early 2000s, and now returning nearly a decade and a half later here to the Mandoverse. So without further ado, we're going to hop right on into it. In this video, I'm going to be taking a read here from the Direct's article. I'm going to have their full article linked down in the description down below. As it reads, Boba Fett actor Temuera Morrison has got to be one of the luckiest actors in all of Hollywood. When he boarded Attack of the Clones in 2002, little did he know that the role of Jango Fett would go on to put him in a unique spot. The man is set for life when it comes to acting, and it only just truly picked up thanks to The Mandalorian. Sure, back then it was just Jango Fett, but in playing that role, he then went on to be the only one and only live action actor for every clone to ever exist within the Star Wars universe, or the Fett family members as well. So not only did Morrison return to bring Boba Fett to life in The Mandalorian second season, but he also got his own solo outing on Disney Plus to add on to that, the Book of Boba Fett. If any other clones makes the transitions to live action, supposedly Captain Rex, Echo, Fives, Boar, or countless others, Commander Cody as well, and not to mention that stray homeless clone that we saw in the Obi-Wan KENOBI show that was homeless, then he's definitely the man for Lucasfilm to go to. One would have to assume that the actor really worked hard to get himself into such a big spot. However, according to the man himself, Temuera Morrison, he seems to might have put a lot less effort into the prequel movies than anyone really would have thought. I mean, the guy's really fun. You've seen some behind the scenes, I guess, footage of him and pictures of him. He seems to really have a fun time when it comes to working on this stuff. During an interview with Entertainment Weekly, some of the cast of recent Star Wars projects sat down with the outlets to discuss their time with the franchise. I'll also be covering some of these other previous actors and their kind of interviews here, so to speak, here, and what it's like to play in the Star Wars franchise here on the channel, hopefully. Among them was Temuera Morrison, who brought to life Boba Fett in both The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. The actor shared that he was just blown away to be asked back for a start here in The Mandalorian, and how this time around he made sure to do a little bit more research and make the most of this opportunity. And that full quote of what he has to say here: "We were just blown away to be asked back for a start. Fortunately, Boba had to look a little more like Jango, being the clone son, so luckily my face was still around. It hasn't been weathered too much, and I sort of made the right time zone and age as well, but just very honored and grateful for something that happened back in the year 2000, Attack of the Clones, and he had been asked back, and also to have a better chance of being better as well, because in Jango Fett I was having too much fun. I got dressed up, I wore the helmet, I sang a few songs for George Lucas, go like this and people would fall over, and fight Obi-Wan Kenobi. Man, I was just having so much fun. So I thought I better, you know, really put in the world in this time, and do a little bit more research and make sure the most of the opportunity, because sometimes they don't come by again." It is very, very cool, of course, to have this actor Temuera Morrison come back here, and especially to play some type of role here in the current and within the Mandalorian universe, and something that's completely new and fresh, rather, in a new timeline, so to speak, here, taking place after the events of Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens. With that 30-year gap, there's so much to explore here, there's so much to go, there's so much to do here with this actor, and also with the characters that he is able to portray here in live action with clone troopers and all that type of stuff. So from there, the article goes on to talk about a handful of other actors from the Star Wars universe, something I'll be covering in separate future videos here on the channel, and it scrolls down here a little bit more. It says why Temuera Morrison probably has a long future ahead of him. I think it honestly is very self-explanatory, aside from the fact that he has so many potential roles that he could take on for with all the different clone troopers, most possibly and reasonably also taking on the role of Captain Rex in the Ahsoka show. I think is something that just about every Star Wars fan wants, and maybe if they did a season 2 for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I think we'd all love to see the original scripts of having Commander Cody make his way into the Star Wars universe here during that time period and interacting with Obi-Wan even in that type of time frame there. I think would be something very, very cool. Now, from there, the article talks about how it's been a good thing Temuera Morrison really dove in, as it probably helped him score a permanent spot in this new era of Star Wars, besides, of course, how Lucasfilm sort of wrote itself into a corner when it comes to hiring the actor for more work. Hopefully, future projects will give him the opportunity to continue flexing his acting chops. He also just seems like such a wholesome awesome and fun dude to work with, as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, when you take a look at some of those behind the scenes pictures and footage there as well. Out of all the characters he could bring to life in future projects, there is none other the fans would likely want to see more than Captain Rex in the Ahsoka show, the most iconic clone commander from the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels animated shows. With Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka show on its way next year and currently filming and in production as of right now, what series would be the perfect place for the character to make his live action debut, especially with the way that the Ahsoka show is described as almost a Star Wars Rebels sequel at that. There's an endless number of other choices he could also take on as well. For example, Commander Cody once played a key role in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show and with the original scripts, as I had also mentioned, so that confirms the character is at least being thought of when that comes to that. Then there's many others members, such as for the Bad Batch, whom all of Morrison could play as well. There would be so much more to wiggle room around with there, and bringing in new potential roles and other clone troopers that would be from the prequels or from the Clone Wars show, as well as I had mentioned, such as Echo or Fives and all those characters as well. Maybe if they did like live action flashbacks or something like that, I think that would definitely be awesome. The article wraps up by saying, first though, the actor is probably crossing his fingers for a second season of his solo show, The Book of Boba Fett, and I think that we all just about here are. I would absolutely love to get that. After all, the audiences all know Cad Bane didn't actually really die, right? Because nobody really seems to die in Star Wars, and there is something I would like to talk about with Cad Bane here. I do believe that he did survive that, actually, if for anything, and I've seen other content creators talk about this, other Star Wars community members talk about this here as well, from other people here in the Star Wars fandom here, about how Cad Bane would actually be alive. However, that is something for a separate future video here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Let me know of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I'd absolutely love to hear what you guys all think here about Temuera Morrison. What roles would you like to see him take on here? Of course, aside from Commander Cody or Captain Rex here, and also continuing his character of Boba Fett within the Mandalorian universe. I'd absolutely love to hear of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help the channel, and check out Instagram and official Star Wars for more Star Wars content, guys. Thanks so much for watching today's video. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and may the Force be with you. Have a great one, guys. Peace out.